Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Here we go. Welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. I am so happy to be here. I feel like every single week I say I'm so happy to be here, but every single time that I turn on my light and I get my camera up and I set up my laptop, I just feel so grateful to just be creating content for you guys and to have you guys listening and sharing and all of the things. So thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. And I want you to know that you are so individually special. You bring so much to the table. You are such a unique human being and you have talent like no one else in this entire world, regardless of what you have been through. You're so strong, so resilient, and I am extremely proud of you. Vibes. Okay, that's what's coming through today. Love this for us. All right, so first off, I did want to do something a little different and special for you guys for this episode. So any person who listens to this podcast and shares a takeaway on social media and tags me, you guys will be entered to win a free coaching call with me. So if you'd like to win a free coaching call with me, please go ahead and do so. You can show a picture of the podcast. You can show a picture of the sky. I don't care whatsoever. Just sharing your takeaway or takeaways and tagging me on social media on your stories. And I will go ahead and enter you to win a free coaching call with me. Okay, so for today's topic, I am actually hosting Money March this month in Tranquil Minds. And I was last week thinking about what I wanted to chat about on the podcast, and money mindset has just been such a big one for me. I mean, over the last 6 years, it's been one of the topics that I've dove into the absolute most. And I just felt like I have so much more to share. I've done a couple money mindset podcasts on this channel, and you guys can go ahead and scroll through. There's a couple on here, but I really feel like there was some information that I haven't yet shared. And I really want to dive into that today because I love what we're sharing in Tranquil Minds right now. That community for me has been so special. They're kind of getting like little mini baby podcasts all the time throughout the month. They're always getting new reminders. They're always getting new meditations from me, journal prompts, resources, different things that I'm gathering, that I'm listening to, like just so many things that are adding value into my life. I'm always sharing in there on like a every other day basis. I'm constantly in that community. So if you're wanting to have a little bit more than just the podcast and you actually want to be around other women who are just always pushing forward, who are wanting more and are also there to expand their business and their mindset, you would love that community. I actually have a promo code specifically for the podcast. The promo code is CHANGE. And if you enter that, you can actually get your first month for only $1. So if you want that, you can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. You can DM me the word change on Instagram and it'll send you a link to get all the information about Tranquil Minds. Let's go ahead and jump into this episode. Your money mindset starts developing so early on in your life. You are literally a sponge at this point in time. So the same way that you're picking up on little things that your parents are doing, like how they say specific words or what they respond to other people or how they just communicate within each other within the relationship that they have, all of these different things, how they handle money, how they wear their clothes, how they brush their teeth, all of these tiny little things, they actually leave tiny little imprints in us. And without us even knowing, we start to naturally build upon these belief systems and they constantly get reinforced within every single situation that we are brought into. So with money mindset in particular, if you really think back and start to reflect on the different things that your parents have said about money, about buying things, about paying bills, all of these different things, you most likely have adopted a lot of those things unconsciously. It's not something that you're choosing. It's something that just naturally happens. because that is how human beings learn. We evolve and we grow. We watch others and we repeat what they do. I notice this even with Aria, like how I say specific things or when I use specific phrases, like she will pick up on the smallest things and start repeating it. And it's just because she's constantly soaking up what we do. And she's only 2. So just thinking about those little tiny things, how they have an impact on her right now. Imagine the first 18 years of your life, how influenced you are by the people who are around you. It is so much more than you actually think. All of the information that you start to just kind of naturally download from your parents, it actually gets stored within us. It gets stored within your subconscious mind. So it's not something that maybe you actually remember hearing all the time. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's not things that you can directly connect with one another, but subconsciously, your mind is kind of connecting these dots for you. And unconsciously, these things can actually be hindering your growth. They can be limiting the amount of success that you endure because you're just simply not aware of them. And the more consciousness that you discover, the more consciousness that you gain, the more awareness that you gain, the further that you will be able to expand because you're able to live with more intentionality and more mindfulness because you simply know what's going on. You simply know the thoughts and beliefs that are within you. Therefore, you have the power to change them. So even if you grew up in a household where money was scarce and you didn't have a lot, or you grew up in a household where things were fruitful and there was a lot of money, but maybe your parents had a very limited mindset, either one of those can influence the way that we grow up and the way that we handle money in the future. So even if you came from a household where maybe money wasn't even discussed, we as children can pick up on energy. So even if our parents were like very conscious of, oh, I never want her to hear about money, or I never want my kids to worry about money, the energy that they have when they go to pay bills, when they go to pay for groceries, when they see gas prices, all of those little things, we still pick up on those. And this has been known for years and years. The things that I'm talking about today, I'm not just talking about this from like personal me just like spitting out knowledge that like I know personally. It's actually from science. This is real things that have been proven. These are all scientific things. These are things that I have personally studied, yes, but I'm not just talking out my booty here. I'm talking about real facts and things that truly influence us and have been proven to influence us over our entire lifetime. So if you saw that money caused stress growing up, your nervous system may be dysregulated anytime that money is involved in a conversation, or if your brain naturally knows this conversation that we're going to have could lead to me getting paid, could lead to me getting a client, could lead to me expanding my business, or whatever that it is, you could then self-sabotage unknowingly and be taking away all of that potential income that you could be bringing in, all of that abundance that you could be attracting. And sometimes it's not even attracting abundance through our income. A lot of times, well, let's say like you have a capped income. Let's say that you work a 9 to 5. You can attract so much more through other things that you have no idea that it can come through. For example, like you could be getting free things. You could be getting things that are paid for you that you don't even recognize or acknowledge. You could be getting like your coffee paid for, and then you realize, oh my gosh, like that's so sweet. They just paid for my coffee. Those are little ways that abundance can still reach you, can still come to you. You could have people reaching out to you saying, hey, I'd love to pay for this for you. Or your grandma randomly sends you a check in the mail, or who knows? There's so many different ways that abundance can come through. It could also come from connections, from opportunities, from people that you meet anywhere in the world. There are always ways for money to find you, and being open to that and knowing it doesn't only have to come from your business or from your income streams. It can come from the universe's random blessings and miracles. That is where you're open to infinite amount of abundance, because you are acknowledging that you have the power to attract things, and it really is all within your energy fields. It's so special here. So like I was saying about your nervous system, it doesn't really know the difference between you getting chased by a bear, or you checking your bank account and it being negative, or you about to send a payment for rent, or you being worried that you can't pay for rent that upcoming month. It literally does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. And this is why visualization and meditation can be so incredibly helpful, because the work that you are doing internally and the way that you are building new neural connections in your mind can create an outward and external domino effect that allows you to bring in more abundance, that allows you to get connected with people who you're supposed to be connected with, that allows you to open up your mind to different opportunities, different ideas start flowing in, different downloads start coming to you because you are open to it and you truly want to change. So even just listening to this podcast right now, know that these things that I am saying can literally alter the way that you view money, the way that you show up, and the way that you bring in abundance, simply because you're listening to it, and whatever you choose to allow to truly resonate with you and download within you, it will do that. And every single time that you have thoughts and beliefs that come up with the opposite or opposing ideas or thoughts, you're going to be able to be so much more aware of them. And when you have that level of awareness, you're able to actually dwindle away that neural pathway connection, because you are aware and you are replacing it with strengthening a neural connection to something that is actually abundant, that is positive, that is optimistic. So just know that your brain is so incredibly powerful. And through meditation, visualization, journaling, through just envisioning more money flowing to you, through connecting with more people who have more abundance in their reality, all of these little things actually start to open you up so much more than you even realize. So all of the things that you have witnessed growing up, let's say that you witnessed so much chaos. Maybe you witnessed a lot of stress. Maybe you witnessed a lot of frustration and anger, whatever it is that you have witnessed and that you have naturally just kind of fallen into as patterns of your own. Those patterns are belief systems. They are samskaras. They're also referred to as samskaras. Samskaras is a new word that I am just learning from the book that I am reading at the moment. But essentially, these are your belief systems, and these are the things that are imprinted on us. It's like our special coding. So every single one of us has an individual special coding based on the influence that our external reality had on us throughout our upbringing. So if these things have been patterns all throughout our life, if these belief systems have always kind of been in our reality, then we will attract experiences that are comfortable to us, that are familiar to us, that are similar to what we have gone through. Therefore, if you grew up in a lot of chaos, you may be attracting a lot of chaos into your life right now. If you grew up constantly getting sick all the time and you saw, or maybe you saw your parents constantly getting sick, now you're constantly getting sick. That's a perfect example. If you notice that you always go through these specific emotional waves and you're noticing that that's a pattern, that is a samskara, that is a belief. There are all these little things that are happening on repeat without us even being aware of it. And once you gain this awareness and you decide to change these things, that's where you take all of your power back and you can create a reality that you are choosing and that has not been chosen for you. And if you think about it, all of the things that we currently do are most likely influenced from our parents, and that has been influenced from their parents, and that has been influenced from their parents. Therefore, it is so out of date, it is so out of whack. There has been so many things that have changed in our world, in our reality, that can now influence the way that we bring in abundance, that can now expand the abundance that we have because of the power of evolution and how things have just changed and gotten more and more connected in this world. Everything now has shifted. And so all of these old patterns that we have been experiencing from childhood, that our parents have been experiencing from their childhood and their childhood and their parents' childhood, all of the things, all of these things can be influencing how we show up today. And this is where, again, you have to take that power back and decide those belief systems are not your own, and you get to choose now what you are deciding to believe. And it takes work. It is not just like, okay, I'm going to decide that money is there for me whenever I need it, and then all of a sudden it's there for you whenever you need it. You are going to have times where you question that, and there are situations that come up that are testing that. But this is where you have to fall into trust, falling into surrender. And it's not the easiest thing to do that whatsoever. It can be very, very challenging for us, especially when life throws tests our ways. But if you continuously reaffirm these positive belief systems and the way that you choose to believe and you choose to show up, you again are going to be strengthening those neural pathways that are going to be setting you up for success rather than pulling you back into those same repeating patterns that you've been experiencing for all this time. So when you start to reflect on the different things that you've maybe heard your parents say growing up, let's say like money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are evil, or money is the root of all evil. If you've heard any of those, or like we can't afford it, like simple ones like that, little things like that, they get stored within us. And then we typically unconsciously we'll just take them on, and we will start saying those things naturally. And we'll be in conversations with our friends and we'll be saying those things because it's just something that we've heard for our entire life and we've always taken them on as truth. Now, this is where you can choose again of, do you want to continue to believe those stories that you have heard all this time? Or would you like to choose something new, choose something different, and also choose to disprove all of those things that you have once believed? You have the power of now disproving those things because you're actually writing them out and you're deciding, wait, what? Like, money is not the root of all evil. That is completely bullshit. And they've been hearing that from their generations and their generations before that. That is not the truth. That's not the reality here. Money amplifies human beings. And if you're a bad human being, you might do bad things with money. But if you're a good human being, you may choose to do really beautiful, great things with money. It's all dependent on you and your unique coding and DNA. So instead of just going with what you have heard all of your life, choose to do something different. Take your power back. You have the power to choose these things. The same way that you can go flip on and off a switch, you can also flip on and off these belief systems. You can choose to take control of them the same way that you can choose to take control of the electricity in your house and the AC and all of those other things. You have the control. You just have to consciously decide to do something different. So start to get clear and choose what you personally want to believe. Some of my beliefs around money are, I attract money effortlessly and with ease. Money loves to support me. Money loves to experience life with me. I am a money magnet, and making money gets to be fun. So I've taken all of the different beliefs that I maybe once have seen and experienced and decided to rewrite those and make them my own. So for me personally, I saw like my dad build a huge business, a beautiful business for himself, but it left him very stressed. I am deciding that making money gets to be fun. It gets to be easy. It gets to be effortless. It gets to flow with ease. And these are all things that I am choosing because I don't want to choose the same stories as my father. He's built a beautiful business for himself, but I want to build a business in a completely different and new way, because we have new tools. We have social media. We are connected now in a whole new way, and it gets to be fun. It gets to be effortless, and it gets to be easy if you decide that. Also, a really great resource that I can give you guys is my best friend Kaylee. She did a whole podcast around money, and I loved it so much. She broke down so much in that podcast, so definitely go listen to that because it is truly amazing. But the way that she breaks down money is just a whole new perspective that I've heard of, but the way that she does it, I think is like really, really special. So I'll link that in the description so that you guys can go find that as well, because she has some really good like money beliefs, and she does like money rampages, which I totally do those too. But the things that she has to say, you need to just go hear from her. She's so good about this topic. Now, another thing that you can start to do to rewrite these stories for yourself is actually creating like new rituals for yourself. So anytime that you spend money, anytime that you use money, anytime that you are sending money, anytime that you're saving it, all of these different times that you are getting in connection with money, even if it's just like checking your bank account, create little rituals that you do every single time. So for me personally, anytime that I open up my bank account, I always ground myself in so much gratitude. Like I typically put my hand to my heart and I'm just like, thank you so much. Doesn't matter how much is in there. I am always so incredibly grateful for every single penny, and I will continue to be that way for the rest of my life. I also will do little things where like I'll visualize an extra digit in there. So instead of like 5 figures, I'll envision 6 figures or whatever, however it looks for you. But just doing those little things to just kind of stretch your consciousness and start to expand yourself to the next level, and that making it something that's like normal for you, I think that that's something that's really, really special. So like if I have a client that pays me $6,000, I'll imagine it being $60,000. Or if I'm transferring $2,000 to a different account in my bank account, I'll be like thinking like, oh my gosh, imagine if this was $200,000 that I was like transferring over to my savings account. How freaking cool would that be? Like those little things just start to stretch my consciousness and make it normal for me to be making more money. And I think that it's just like a really fun and also easy and totally harmless way of just expanding yourself. If you are a business owner, a really good thing that you should start doing is anytime that you're about to connect with a client, taking a second to actually ground yourself and connect with the divine and really making the intention that you are here to truly support that person and help that person and heal that person or give them whatever result it is that your personal business gives that person. I think that that is so important anytime that you're in a conversation that could lead to you gaining a new client or securing a deal or making a sale or whatever. Getting connected first, I think that it makes such a big difference in your energy and how you show up. And also just knowing that like you are supported and you are always guided and you are always being led to the people that you are meant to be with or be connected to. I think that even if you're on a call with a client and it doesn't end up being them like closing or whatever, knowing that that person can come around in 6 months from now or that person can refer someone or whatever, like just giving it up and being like, okay, like that's totally fine. Like I didn't get that one specific client on that specific call, but just knowing that you did your absolute best and that's always going to come back around and you actually helped that person, you're helping heal that person, even just through a short conversation, like those little things in business specifically can make such a big difference in the abundance that you experience. Something else that I typically will do is I will always tip in angel numbers. So I'll tip like on my coffee, I'll tip like 111, or if I'm going out to dinner with Ty or whatever, I'll tip like 33. Little things like that I just love to do so that I'm just like constantly reminding myself that I am in the flow, that I am connected. I just love making all of these little things just like fun. I don't know, they're just like fun to me. And personally, my belief is like when you're in that fun, easy, effortless, vibey energy, you are going to be attracting so much more from that place versus like the negative or the scarce or the, oh my gosh, like, will I have enough type of mindset or whatever. Like when you're just giving with ease and you're just willing to share and buy other people's coffees behind you or treat your man or whatever, like when you're giving that energy out, you are always going to be receiving that energy back from the universe. Once you start to just really get into the flow with all of these things, and you're starting to rewrite your belief systems and start to ground your nervous system, you're starting to connect more frequently, you're starting to get into the flow more often, you're starting to just gain this awareness and this consciousness that has been above what it previously has been, everything really does start to change. And I want you to take that seriously and know that like every single thought that you have is influencing the reality that you experience externally. So be mindful of that. Be very conscious of what you are thinking and feeling around money and abundance and around your business growth and all of those things, and just know that you have so much power and you are supported and you are guided. The more that you do this, the more it is going to alter your experience. So just continue to put the work in, continue to show up and utilize these strategies, these practices, and you're going to notice such a big influence in your life. You're going to start attracting new opportunities. You're going to start connecting with new people. You're going to start having great ideas flow to you naturally. All of these beautiful things are just going to start to flourish in your life when you get connected in this way. And I am so excited for you to experience this. Every single one of us deserve to live in abundance. We are worthy of abundance. There's nothing to prove or to accomplish to experience abundance. You are worthy of abundance exactly as you are. Know that to be true. I'm so excited for you guys to show up and do the work and truly see the results from all of your work that you are doing internally and externally. You are going to notice such a big change, and I cannot wait to hear about it. Definitely send me messages once you notice these things start to flow in and start to change and start to alter. And I will say, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's going to be like friendships falling away so that new ones can come in or whatever. There's always different things that we really have no control over, but just know that the universe is always supporting you, guiding you. You are protected, and you are being led to exactly where you are meant to be at this point in time right now. Thank you so much for listening. I have a free resource that I've been sending to so many of you guys. If you want to scale your business in the next couple months, I absolutely recommend go comment on any of my reels, go comment the word scale me, and you will get a resource that I designed specifically for you to grow your business in this next upcoming season. I cannot wait to see all the results you guys get from that as well. Coupled all of these money mindset things, you are going to experience so much abundance. I'm so excited for you. All right, I will talk to you guys next Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.